Hi everyone, I've decided to do a video vlog leading up to my next race, which is the Royal Parks Half Marathon, which on the 8th of October. I've decided to do it as a bit of motivation really for myself to get myself moving. These videos may never go live. I really hate listening to my voice. I'm sure everyone else doesn't really want to listen to them either, but it's good for me and it means I can record my journey leading up to it. It's 15 weeks yesterday until the big day. I was really fortunate because it is a bit of a hard race to get into that I was given a charity place. So I'm running for Target Ovarian Cancer in memory of my mother-in-law who sadly passed away in January. I know that if she could come and watch me, she'd be really proud. So it's for her. I think probably why this means a lot to me. I have been really struggling with running recently. I think with everything that's gone on in the last year, a lot of people find going out running is a bit of a release for them to get all that pent up anger that they've got inside built up. But for me, I was really struggling, and I'm finding it that when I would go out for a run, actually, I would end up in tears, crying, and God knows what everybody running along the streets would be thinking if they could see me going past in their cars. But decided I'm going to pull myself together and I'm going to get over that. I do find that running with other people is much more enjoyable, which is why a lot of the running I've been doing recently is with my girls while they're riding their bikes and with my husband. I do get a lot out of that. I do find that really enjoyable. I know they hate me for it when I drag them out and I say, right, come on, we're all going for a run, but it is fun and it gives us something to do as a family together. So they'll thank me for it one day, I hope. But for now, I'm going to have to get over this and I'm going to have to start running on my own. I do need to do some training. The last race I didn't do very much training, or actually not the last race, the race before last, I didn't do any training whatsoever. And I actually got a personal best, which I was quite proud of. I think really in reality, it was just because I wanted to get it done and I wanted to get it finished. And I just went as quick as I could and I managed it. So I know I can do it. I know I've got it in me, but I just think what I could do if I did do some training. The last race I actually did, I was actually worse and I did do a little bit of training, but I think that was partly to do with the circumstances and I was running with my husband for the first time. And anyway, you'll have to read my blog to find out what happened on that, but that just did not go very well. So yeah, we'll write that one off. Brand new race. This one, I'm not necessarily looking for a personal best. In fact, I wouldn't, if I just to finish it would be great. I just think the experience is going to be amazing. The run goes through 4 of the Royal Parks. It starts at Hyde Park. I've written down the route, so I'll just go through that. So yeah, it starts off at Hyde Park and it goes round St James's Park and past the Parliament and Houses of Parliament and 10 Downing Street. Then it goes up to the Strand and back round and down to St James's Park again. Back through Green Park and past Buckingham Palace. And then it winds around Hyde Park a little bit and then it finishes... Oh, and then through Kensington Gardens and past Kensington Palace and then past the Albert Hall and then back down to the finish line at Hyde Park. Very much looking forward to the finish line because there's going to be a food festival, my favourite thing. I love food, so what better way to end than with a big feast at the end of it. So training and tracking. How am I training and tracking? Well, I found a really good app through somebody I follow on Instagram called MyASICS Run, and it sets you up a training plan. So basically you input your fastest race time and then you input your target race time and then it sets you up a training plan based on how many weeks you've got left. Technically it set mine up so that I don't run on a Monday, but that's probably largely due to the fact that I will be doing my long runs on Sundays, so usually this would be a rest day. But as I didn't do a long run yesterday, I did a long walk instead. I figured I might as well start now and then I've got an extra day to play with. So yeah, I got my first run done today. It was okay. It wasn't easy. I didn't really feel that great this morning though, if I'm honest. So, but it's done, and I can start again, and I have an extra day to play with. I record my runs through Strava. I like using Strava because you can join other groups and you can like join friends, which you probably can do on most running apps, but a lot of people seem to use Strava nowadays. So there's like I suppose it's a bit like the Fitbit world. I'm not a Fitbit user. I haven't got a Fitbit, so I miss out on all the steps and the challenges that you guys all set on Fitbits. But Strava, you kind of get to do that yourself as well. And also you get rewards. Well, you don't get a reward actually. You just get a virtual trophy every time you improve, or you know, reach your personal record for a stretch of a run that you do quite frequently, that kind of thing. So that's quite motivating as well, and you get to get a real breakdown of how well you're doing. What else am I using? I found another brilliant app which is called Relive. Again, this was through the same Instagram user, so she's found some good ones and I'm really enjoying them. They're quite motivating. So Relive basically is like an app that pans out your route from an aerial view, and it's really good. You can put photos if you do selfies on the route. I might try and do some fancier ones if I can. I really like it because from an aerial view you can see how far you've run, and I think sometimes saying that you've run 3 miles doesn't seem very much, but when you look at it, it's like, oh wow, that's quite a good distance. So yeah, I quite like that. Get that if you're new to running. If you are new to running, one thing I would say is you can run a half marathon in 12 weeks. Most training plans probably would set you up for a 12-week training plan, but I wouldn't advise it. The only person I've ever known to go straight onto a half marathon and skip out all the 10k races that he could have done was my husband, and he probably did well. He did beat me. He did a better time than me, and he probably, I can't actually remember what his time was, but yeah, he's like a rarity. I've never known anyone to do it. He just got out there and got it done and got on with it. He didn't even want to do that race that day, and he did hardly any training. I'm quite envious, very jealous of him. It doesn't come that easily to me. So yeah, if you're new to running, go and do a 10k. They're so much fun. Honestly, the adrenaline that you get from running a race and ending a race is so much better than just doing training runs. I find them so boring, training runs, but doing a race I really get a lot of pleasure out of, which is probably why I keep coming back to it, because I always say never again, I'm not going to do another one, but I do enjoy doing races. I don't try to go out there and do a fast time. I just really I like the medals. I have a bit of a medal collection, which I'll perhaps take a picture of and put it on this video so you can have a look. Yeah, so that's it really. So this week I've got 4 runs planned. Tomorrow was meant to be my 3-mile run, but I did that today. And then Wednesday I'll be doing 5 miles. I'm going to rest on Thursday and Friday. That's just because of things that I've got going on. And then Saturday I will probably do the park run. And then Sunday I'll either do a 5-mile run, or I may for a few weeks be switching that for long walks, because in August we're going to the Lake District, and we need to get a bit of walking practice in for that, because we'd all quite like to do some really long walks while we're there. So we're getting our legs used to that and getting the kids used to it. So yeah, my Sunday long runs may be sacrificed and I may have to move that, but we'll see how we go. On my rest days, I don't really rest. I always try to have at least one rest day, but on a Wednesday I like to go to circuits, and then I like to do a strength day as well. When I'm not really training for running, I tend to do more strength training than I do anything, but at the minute I think this race is more important, so that's what I'll be doing for the next 15 weeks. I will do another video soon. Hopefully you haven't found this too boring, and hopefully you'll learn something if you're new to running. If you're an experienced runner, then I probably wouldn't listen to me because I'm not very knowledgeable. I just wing it. See you later. Bye.